Today we are going to learn about place value. So please put the date in the top corner. It should be 8/11/2020. And our topic today is place value, chapter 1, lesson 1. So if you can either eyeball your 3 columns, or I would like for you to fold it into 3 columns for a 3-column note. So one a little bit in, and then the other one you fold over, so you have nice 3 columns. We're going to start with our vocabulary. This should be a review from 3rd grade. We're going to start with our first word, which is digit. So we're going to put our word in the first column, and we're going to put the definition in the second column, and an example in the third column. Okay, so digit. Digit is a number. Any number by itself is a digit. So we have the digit 7, we have the digit 8, we have a digit 9. So numbers 0 through 9 are all digits when they're by themselves. Okay? When you start putting numbers together, that becomes our next vocab word, which is place value. So you have all these digits. When they're by themselves, they're worth 7, worth 8, worth 9. But when you start putting 7 and 9 together, that becomes a place value. So that is the value given to a digit. You put all these single digits together, you put them together, it makes them have a value given to a digit by, self-explanatory, its place. So where it is in the number, its place in a number. For example, the number 124. Okay, so the digit 1 is in the hundreds, so it's worth 100. The digit 2 is in the tens, so it's worth 20. And the digit 4 is in the ones, so just like our digits, it's only worth 4. Okay, so those are our place value. So in 4th grade, we need to know multiple places, and we're going to go up to the millions, okay? So I want you to take a color and make a box with 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to go with 10 boxes, okay? So we're going to do this down here. Okay, make it nice and long. And we're going to break it into 10 boxes. Now, I'm going to give you a little hint. When you break it in half, that makes 2 boxes. So instead of making 10 lines to cut it, you're going to only do 9, which is going to make 10 boxes. So watch me. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I needed to add it a little bigger so they're all even. Okay, so here is our different places. And underneath this, I'm going to make another little row so we can come up with a fun number to make in our different places. Okay, so let's start off easy. We all know what comes in the first place. Always, it's kind of backwards from reading, if you notice. We actually go this way to get bigger instead of reading this way, okay? So we start over here, and this is going to be our ones place, okay? So we have our ones, and then we get a little bit bigger by going into our tens. So there's our tens place, and then we get a little bit bigger, and we have our hundreds, okay? And so these 3 together are it's a set, okay? So these are called periods, okay? So they go by periods of 3. So these are periods, Okay, and they're all, if you notice, our numbers are all kind of set up like hundreds, tens, ones. Then another 3 numbers is still hundreds, tens, ones. And then another 3 numbers is still hundreds, tens, ones. So it's kind of easy once you learn that concept. So after a period comes a comma, okay? So that's where that comma comes in. After hundreds, then we get the next period, which is ones again, but now it's thousands. So now we're in our thousands place. Okay, so kind of have to write a little smaller, thousands. And then just like we had our period here, the next one is tens, but now we're in the thousands group, so it's 10,000s. Yellow would be next, but I'm going to do like a light green because yellow is hard to see. So I'm going to write 10,000s. And then we get even bigger in the hundreds, which becomes 100,000. So we have our 100,000s. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and then we have 100,000s. Okay? And then we have that comma again because now we have another period. And so we go into the next 3, which what do you think it's going to be? Ones, tens, hundreds. Correct. Except what comes after thousands? We have our millions, and that's about as high as we'll go in 4th grade. So it'll be one. It would be our 1 million, so we just call it millions. Okay, and then if you wanted to keep going, you have your 10 millions. And last for today is our 100 millions. Okay, and so the number that's in that place is worth that much. So these are the places, and then the number is the value. How much is it worth? Okay, so I'm going to make up a random number, and we're going to just kind of review what this means. Okay, so our number is going to be, we're just going to stick with the 100,000s. Okay, so we have 184,800. Okay, so that's a really big number. So every time you move up, it gets bigger by 10. So our digits go up by 10. Okay, so 0, and then you get 10 more, and that's 10, and then 100. So it adds a 0 every time. Okay, so let's practice one of these digits. So help me out. What is the value of this highlighted digit? Okay, so how do we do that? So the highlighted digit 8 is in the, what place is that? Okay, so what place would that be in? Well, luckily it's in our chart, and we see it in the light green. It is in the 10,000s place. Okay, so what does that mean? So the value is, you write the number, and then you write how many zeros are behind it. So it's worth 80,000 since it's in the 10,000s place. Okay, so we're going to practice that today and figure out the place of different numbers inside of really big numbers.